A new fishery for me today. It's a place called Dyffryn Springs. It's in the Cowbridge area and took me sort of about 20 odd minutes to get down here from where I live, because I had to go through Ely as well. Now this size lake looks absolutely superb. It's not a small lake. In a sec I'll turn you round and you can have a look at it yourself. But it's the 19th of October. Not a very good day. It's quite gloomy. It has been raining this morning. It's now midday. I haven't even started fishing yet. I've got my gear set up, but I'm just having a look around to see what the swims are like. And I've already noticed there's one that already stands out to me. It's not an island swim where one of the chaps that fishes down here did say to fish, but I'll swing you round in a sec and I'll tell you, I can show you actually what the weather is like then. So here's the fishery. As you can see, quite an expanse of water, but this swim in particular looks like it stands out quite a lot to me. There's a nice bush there, and you can imagine there may well be a few carp tucked in underneath this bush. I'm not sure what type of bush it is, but it's quite grown up. It may even be a tree, but because the sort of main branches, if you like, are just all spread out, I wouldn't have thought it was any sort of tree that was it. The actual centre of it, the bark, is quite if I can get you down to have a look. There you go. It's quite sort of sparse. It's not like really wide out. So on this side as well, there's a nice, what looks like a willow tree, and that sort of dips into the water. I don't know if the actual branches go underneath the water, but so you've got a choice of two swims in here, and then you've got open water in front of you. So an excellent spot actually. I'm a bit off the bank, as you may be able to see here. However, I did hear something moving in the side end as well. I have been told that the carp are not too big in here, but there are sort of a couple that's a decent size, and they're just likely to snap me off. I'm going to be using a feeder for today. I have got my pole with me, but I didn't bring any pole rigs. I just quickly rushed out the house and I just wanted to get a few hours in, guys, to be honest with you. So there's the weather. As you can see, no sun in sight. Plenty of birds that are attracted to the tree. I'll just expand that so you may be able to pick some of them up. They're sort of all flying round there. There's a good sized flock of them, and this is probably where your garden birds are going now. They go more towards the country area because there's still berries around that they can feed off, and down here there's plenty of grass and ample route. There's my gear there to put a pole behind you, and it is all fairly flat. So I'm not far from where the lodge is, and I believe this lake is called Withe. Now I may have that pronounced wrongly, and if I do, I will update you on now when I put this video out. So I'm fishing here, and I'm going to be fishing over to an island. Well, somebody's already had a go over there. I don't know whether you can pick that up on here at all. So there's a waggler up in the tree over there. I don't know whether you can get that. Maybe not. It's hanging down from the tree there. There's sort of I can sort of point with my finger around about in that area. There's the waggler there. Looks like a loaded waggler, and somebody's been a bit over ambitious and gone up the tree there. So I'm already wary of that, and I won't be going that near to the tree there. I just like the look of this swim because again you've got a couple of options. I'll put you down to normal size now. So here there's a small bush. Again, I'm even further off the bank by here than I was last time. Looks rather shallow. Now in the side I put some 6mm hard pellets in there and a few small offerings of, I think it's probably 8mm, maybe even be 6mm luncheon meat. I've only put a few in because I will probably more than likely be fishing with 6mm pellets by there. That's if I decide to go there. Out here I've mixed up some ground bait already. It's a dry mix and I'll be putting that in my feeder. I do have a couple of additives I can put in there, one of them being a cell mixture, so I may put some of that in with the ground bait, and I'll be putting a wafter on the hook and fishing with that. Or actually I'll probably be fishing with bread to start off with. No, I haven't sort of fished with bread for some time, so how that's going to fare I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to stop waffling, guys. I've obviously explained myself maybe far too much now, so I'm going to stop waffling, turn you off. Guys, I just had my first fish at this new fishery. I was tempted to weigh it because I got the weight right fish weigh attachment to it, to my landing net, that is. So my first fish comes in at 7.5, and well, I've got it detached from this branch I'm in. I'll show you the fish. It's in superb nick, and I'm going to attempt to keep it over the landing net while I'm doing so. So there's the fish. It's over £7, and it's a lovely common, absolutely superb fish. So there we go, guys. And obviously I'm well pleased. That's the first fish at the new fishery, and I'll put him back in because you know I don't like keeping these fish out of the water for too long. So he's going back in where he came from. So tree's been a bit of an issue because it seems to be in the way of the fish all the time. So he's safely back in. Give the net a quick shake because there are a few leaves when I'm fishing. So I'm very pleased with that. Nice £7 common, which was a lovely colour, and I did have a size, I think it was a size 16 hook on. I've only got about £6 line on, guys, so there's no need to go massive here. But what I have got on is a small matrix bomb, and my hook now, which I got out quite easily, but the one part of it was one of those stops on the end. That's become attached, but I'm going to try it just now with a couple of pieces of meat on this, which I must think about doing because I quite often forget to do this. I'm going to have to put a few, because they're only small pieces of luncheon meat I'm putting in here. They're only sort of like 6mm if you're lucky. So I'm putting them in the side, and I'm literally fishing no more than a rod length or so out. So what I'm going to do for a minute though is I am going to get a towel, because I don't know about yourselves, but I have got a towel with me, so because it's with me I'm going to use it. So time being, I'll knock you off. I may position you round in a minute so you can actually see the rod going when I do, or hopefully do, catch a fish. So I'll sort of get you in position first before I go and get the towel. So I have to reverse you, so I'll stop you. So there's the end of my matrix rod rest. It's an extending rod rest, and the arm is matrix and the rest is matrix as well, so they're both matrix products. So you'll be able to pick up the end of my rod shortly. But what I was saying to you is just now, which the song was turned off again, is there are a lot of like thistles and what looks like rushes down in the side here. So I just nicked them myself on the thistle just now. It doesn't like sort of penetrate because they're quite sharp. They do sort of make you jump. I thought, oh, what's that? So anyway, I'll knock you off while I get that's all I was on about. So I put a bit of feed in now and I'm back out again with the lunch meat, but this time I sort of haven't got the bayonet on this. This is just the hook itself. It's only a size 16, I think. But like I said, the luncheon meat is quite small anyway, so that won't make any difference. But what I may need to do, guys, is move you back slightly, because if I do have to strike by here, it's going to actually hit the camera. You can see that happening straight away. And the last fish I didn't really have to strike because it just sort of hooked itself, to be honest with you. Now I'm not expecting loads of fish today. Anything that comes along I'll be just grateful for. This cast is, I put it slightly outside where I've been putting the feed. Now I've done that for one reason in particular, is to sort of concentrate my feed in one area. I can hear a carp thrashing about around that area I was showing you earlier on, in that bush area. So they're obviously interested in being in that area up there. But there was fish in the swim, but because it's so shallow you can actually see the fish coming in. Obviously the bottom's being disturbed now with the last fish I caught, so that might take another while before they become interested again here, because it is very shallow, this particular swim. But I've started feeding about 2.5 rod lengths out with hard pellets, so that's an alternative for me to do a bit later on. So I may come in a bit closer than this. I'll leave it for the time being. I don't know what the head of fish is in this fishery here, and like I said, I think this one's called Withe. I'm told it's by Colin, the attendant who was in charge this morning. He only fills in now and again to give the other guys who mainly do it a bit of a break. Lovely guy as well. He made me a cup of tea. Now, I don't want to get him in trouble or anything, but he did have a cup of tea and didn't cost anything, so I think that's more or less like an introductory cup, and I was very grateful for it because it was very appreciated. And I had a nice chat with him before I started fishing. I'm in no rush today, as I explained to Colin, the attendant at this fishery. I one fish and I'm happy, and I've caught that one fish, so anything else now will be a bonus to me. So guys, this time I'm on a different method. I've got a banjo feeder on, method feeder that is. So I've got some chocolate orange flavoured ground bait in there, and I've got the orange wafter buried in the banjo. no idea how this is going to go, guys. Obviously, you know I've only had the one fish, but it's a new fishery. I don't know where the fish are or located in this fishery, so anything is acceptable. And I'll do fine just by there. So we'll go with that in a minute, guys. So I've got a slack line on, so hopefully I can pick up everything with this now, because I have had small plucks, so whether that's been small fish or what, I don't know. I did notice that there has been a small fish to the left of me, because it's such sort of blinked on the surface. It was only you could tell it was a small fish. And what I'm doing now, I'm casting out and I'm not messing with it. I'm just leaving it where it is and waiting to see what happens, basically. Now I've got some of this stuff, it's called the juice, and I could also dip my pellets, and that's the fish meal pellets that I've been putting into the left of me. I can also put them, just a few of them in, just to see if that attracts the fish anymore. So this mix I got, I may try it out some more actually. So guys, after a long wait, just had my second fish, which is a skimmer bream. So that was probably all those little knocks you were getting like that. So I'll have to bend down to get it out of the net to show you. Not a very big one. Hook's come out and it was on an orange wafter. So the hook come out in the net, so here's the fish. I'll get him straight back in. Nice little skimmer bream, sort of about half a pound or so. But like I said, it's a new fishery, so anything I catch is all a bonus, guys. So and I would eat whether it's a 3-ounce fish or a carp or whatever. It's just a fish is a fish, guys. Especially on a new fishery, you can't expect miracles. So that was caught on the orange wafter. So he's gone back in and he's safely on his way. So what I'm liking about this fishery so far is the condition of the fish. The fish are in really good condition. Oh, that's okay. I did think there was a cormorant in the water then, but it's actually a duck. It's a male mallard duck. But because he was facing straight on, I thought I could only see the dark neck, and then I thought, oh, that's the last thing you want. in any fishery really is the old cormorants. So with that fish, what I did is I actually buried the wafter in the method feeder a lot deeper than what I had been doing, so I may be onto something there. So they've got to sort of root around and then find whatever is underneath there. So I'll try it again, but we'll just wait and see, because like I said, it's all new to me, this is, and I'm not a really great angler with the method feeder. It's not a method I use very often at all. Alright, so that's in more or less the same area, and I've been able to get there with an underhand cast. So that's sort of about 3 rod lengths out. So the rod I'm using is a Vertex make, and this one's a 13-foot method feeder. So it is like a rod that's built for the method feeder. So I'll try and look at you, because I'm trying to look at the tip at the same time. So like I said, it's a Vertex method feeder and it's 13 foot long. So I think the best thing is to maybe just knock you off and then turn you around so you can have a look at the... There we are, guys. I'll expand that view so you can see the end of my feeder rod. So what I've been doing is I've been loose feeding fish meal pellets, sort of about between 2.5 and 3 rod lengths away from the bank, to my right, not to my sheer right obviously. It's still in the middle, but it would be sort of about maybe 2 o'clock away from where I'm actually fishing. If you had a clock hand, it would be in the 2 o'clock direction. So what I'm still going to do is I'm still going to put a bit of feed in on my left hand swim, but that's sort of so I'm quite happy catching skimmer bream, to be honest with you, but I haven't got any maggots. I got no casters with me. I have got bread. Now maybe the bread will be worth another try after, but I don't want to be here too late, guys, to be honest with you. It's just a little feeling my way into this fishery today. I'm you know, maybe next time I'll bring a pellet waggler or something like that. Today I would have actually said a pellet waggler would be ideal for fishing further out, and I'm not so sure about the margin pole, because they're quite cagey. What I've noticed, the fish that come into the side, they seem to be in and out the fish studio. They don't seem to stay in one area in particular, because the old saying is, guys, if you can see the fish can probably see you, and it is quite shallow down here. You know, it's like a lot of places, they've suffered with water deprivation, so it is quite low, and you can see just by looking round. If I show you the other banks, you can see the mud in quite a lot of places along the other banks. So I would say this is lower than what it usually is down here. I'm going to keep these pellets going in. So I'm using fish meal pellets as loose feed, and I've just got the orange wafter on the actual hook. Now obviously that will take the because it's a wafter and it does float a bit, that will come off the bottom. That would then make it quite visible for any fish to see. So I always got the option of putting the fish meal pellet on, which I may do afterwards, and try that with the actual. Just going to tighten that up slightly because it is quite loose at the moment. So if I take that to maybe there, I can see better than what's going on. So I'm fairly happy how it's gone. I've got snapped off by one fish. Another fish pulled off, but I've had this with wafters before. Sometimes they actually grab hold of the blimmin' wafter instead of the actual hook. They sort of fish can sort of feel where the wafter is rather than the hook. Because if you've ever watched a carp feeding on one of the YouTube videos, they'll show you they like blow the food in and out, and they sort of like test it a few times first of all before they actually take it, and that will give you false bites as well as rubbing up against their fins. And the other thing is as well, if you've got quite a lot of fish in your swim, you can quite often get foul hookers, which I've done that on Land's End a few times. I've been lucky enough to land a few of them fish, but there's been the odd one or two which escape you and you think, God, is that the one now? So I'm having a couple of pulls round here, and this fish is attached. I don't know what it is yet. And so it looks like another skimmer. So I'm quite happy to catch these at the moment, guys. So obviously they're interesting to grown bait down here. So he's coming in, guys. And he's in the net. So so as I say, I got my second skimmer. This was in the swim, which is around about 2.5 rod lengths out, and it's maybe just a little bit bigger than the previous one. So there's the I think it is actually, that's probably a good pound fish, that. So both fish have spat out the wafter and the hook. So it just goes to show how likely they're actually taking the bait down here. So I'll return that now, and I may turn you around so you can actually see this. So guys, I don't know how long I'm going to keep this up because it's absolutely hammering down now. Just now it was just like a heavy shower, and it's like plastered the water with heavy rain spots, so it's got quite windy as well, so it's really very miserable at the moment. And I just went for a walk to the top lake, which is fishing alright. I'm catching better fish there, but I'm not disappointed with what I caught by any means today, guys. Good fishery, got a couple of fish. Now I don't know how long I'm going to keep this up, but I'm going to go for a little bit. I got a fish meal pellet on at the moment. It's a 6mm, and that hasn't produced me anything at all. It's only the wafter that seems to be the one that's caused the most damage down here. So I'm not